live streamed. Am I live? Are we live? We're figuring this out. It's my first time stream. You're live.
Oh, I'm live?
Yeah, it says. Oh, we are live. We are live. So,
Awesome.
okay, cool. This is awesome. And I don't know how to work the YouTube live, but just if you're here, put hello in the chat. It's our first time going live on YouTube, which is pretty cool. But we wanted to talk about the Threads app shortly, just because I think it's pretty amazing how they've gotten almost 40 million users in the last, 24 hours, Shankar?
Yes, 24
Yeah.
hours, crazy.
Yeah. And just I think it was like 2 million users in 2 hours, like 4 million in 4 hours, 7 million in 8 hours, something like that, something crazy. And now it's
Incredible
40
adoption.
million. Yeah. So, an investor that we know, like, that's into the whole tech thing earlier today was like, oh, people don't really pay attention until it's 40 million users. And it's like they did that in a day. Yeah. So I think it's interesting. We just want to like show it if you're on it. It's an app called Threads, and it was, I believe, created by Instagram, or launched by Instagram. I may not be right on that. I'll pull up a couple articles, but go ahead, Shankar. Let's show them, I guess, what it's like and what we've kind of discovered the last day.
Okay, so let's go into this.
Hey. Cool.
Okay, so this is the home screen of the app. Maybe I'll briefly go into the App Store first, so you see the icon. So here's my App Store. And if you type in Threads, an Instagram app, then it should be there at the top. It's this @ symbol. Kind of looks like an @ symbol, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And then
like the squiggly line one that's black and white.
Yeah. So of course I have already installed it. You would have to do that first. And I mean, it literally says an Instagram app. So as far as I know, and I have heard people say the opposite, but I wasn't able to verify that. As far as I know, you need an Instagram account to have the Threads app. And what it does is it connects to your Instagram account and then takes over your username and even your profile picture. So I'm going to open it. And as you can see, this is the main view. So the way it works is right as you sign up, as I said, your profile picture is imported by Instagram. And then you can either take over your profile description from Instagram, or you get to customize it. So as I go to edit profile, you can see that my name is blocked or locked in because I have a verified profile. But in the bio
I'm not
part,
as cool as Shankar. I need to get a verified profile.
Well, maybe you are cooler because you don't need it. I know. But I got caught and I paid for the verification. And in the bio section, of course, you can add what it is that you do and what you talk about. And then this is pretty neat. They have a link section that is open. You can enter any URL you want. So I have a link tree for now. And a lot of other apps, as we know, they have that limited, or you have to have a certain type of profile, or you have to have a certain amount of followers. And with Threads, that's not the case. That's open to you even with 0 followers. So definitely utilize that. And then let's see, we have, of course, the home feature where very similar to Twitter, you have your global feed. And right now, of course, I am seeing the threads of the people I follow, but I have to say, and maybe you have seen the same, Shanae, you also get to see people's threads that you are not connected with.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, of course, one of the advantages when you are an early adopter of a social media app. What the app wants is for you to use it, to have fun, for everyone to have interaction and engagement. So they really have no limitations on the visibility of your content because they want you to enjoy it. They want you to try it. They want you to connect with people. So in other words, it is really the best possible time to be on a social media app because everybody gets exposed equally to your content, which is pretty cool. So as you see, we have the heart, which is the liking. We have a little speech bubble here, which is commenting under that thread. And then we can repost, just like in Twitter, really, with either as a quote or a straight repost.
And what's okay, so the quote is we add something, we say something to it.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So maybe he says, Slim Jim Studio says, maybe this is how I start using Instagram again. And now
I can relate.
I can use the rethread and then quote it and then see I can add my comments to this. So I can say, I totally agree or something like that.
And we have 3 people on the live. I love you if you're watching. No, this is awesome. This is my first time live on YouTube. So
that
if you're
is
here,
awesome.
just show who you are in the chat. I want to see. So I could look back in 6 months and be like, you were there from day one support for YouTube. Oh, I love
Definitely.
it. Go ahead.
So I can post this rethread now. So as I view this, you can see it has Slim Jim Studios underneath and then my comment above. So that's
and
that.
There's no views, right, Shankar? I haven't seen.
Oh, you're right. There's no views.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. If I go to my home. So if I click my in the lower right hand side in the corner, my little guy icon there, that takes me to my feed. And there's no indication of views. I have, of course, the likes that people give to my content. And also I have an indication of replies here, for example. Do hashtags do anything here? I had 2 likes and then I believe you replied. I hope not. So, and that's true. I agree with you because that leads to hashtag stuffing, which nobody really likes that too much.
And if you're here, we have 4 people now. Ooh.
Oh.
No, this is awesome. Put your thread. If you're on threads right now, put it in put your profile in the chat because maybe a couple hundred people will end up seeing this live, or maybe 1,000. We start getting some more YouTube love. Then there's just more and more. So just put your thread in the chat. And I just want to bring something up because I think it's important that when Clubhouse first launched, I witnessed this, firsthand. I never really witnessed the massive growth on Instagram that people had as early adopters, or even Facebook. The first time I really witnessed that it was it made a big impact in my memory was Clubhouse. And the people that got on there early, that put in the time, within 3 months or 60 days, they had like 100,000 followers on there. And it was hard to get that type of following after the fact. Like you could put in the same amount of hours, but you weren't going to get out the same amount of output. The second time that I've seen that I missed that wave just because I didn't listen to Gary Vee was TikTok, right? The early adopters that got in there, a lot of them completely changed their lives. They went from however 0 to 10 million followers or more, got life-changing brand deals, all of that, but they were largely the early adopters. And so with this, what I think is interesting is that it's being like the foundation is there, that Instagram and Facebook and stuff are so big already. So if it fails, it will be most just because of the user experience. It's not going to be because of the lack of being able to get people on the platform, right? It'll be because they make decisions and user experience. And then the level of growth, like you may look at something like 99 followers and be like, oh, that's not a lot for a day, but that
it is insane.
I never got 99 followers on Instagram in a day.
Yeah, you make a very good point. I'm not really big on Instagram. I have 600 followers there, but this right now we are at 1/6 of what I've been able to achieve on Instagram over, many years. And that's happened in 24 hours. And I think that is a very important point to make. Now is the time to be on here and to be active and to borrow Gary Vee's words. He says, don't judge. Don't think about, I like it, I don't like it. Go and try it out and see how you feel about it. And one thing that I'm noticing, Shanae, is that generally people on this app seem very content with the user experience. It's a very friendly vibe. There's no annoying stuff going on. Hopefully it'll never arrive. But so far nobody tried to sell me crypto.
You have serious
or
faith in human nature, Shankar.
I know. But one can dream, Something else that I think is really cool is the let's see. So I shared this podcast here that I did earlier as an audio podcast, and I should have used a large image. So the reason it's small is because I did not. But my point is it shows the open graph. So when you share a blog, or Shanae, actually, let's go to your account because you shared.
I didn't even know that existed. Hold on.
You shared your YouTube video yesterday, and here you can see that the preview image is the open graph of your YouTube. So that is really neat. That is nice that they don't block that off from other platforms.
Okay. Yeah, what's cool is that they do that, but there wasn't really that much of a difference in engagement. Like, it's not like I got like 5 likes or 10 likes on the other ones and 1 on that one. So I don't know if they're just not squandering the reach of outbound links yet. The other thing, Shankar, is here, I'll share mine real quick. Hold on, let me see. And for anyone watching, this is about a new app called Threads. It's an app that was launched, in partnership or whatever with Instagram yesterday, or as part of Instagram. It's its own app, but Instagram's mainly part of it. All right, hold on. Can you see this? No.
Not yet.
Hold on. It's loading. Of course, when we need this to work, hold on. I'm not as tech savvy as Shankar. You can see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is, hold on. So this is what it is. And then what's cool is if you write something, you could like share it to Instagram. So I put anyone here, YouTuber, whatever. If you click the little send button, you see that here you could add it to your stories and it will automatically go to your Instagram story, or you could automatically post it to your feed on Instagram, or you could automatically tweet it, or you could just share it at the bottom. So I think that that was pretty cool, because if I go to my Instagram and I go to this, you see, I shared it as a story, and then that's how it's shared on my Instagram. So, and then the other thing is like when you look at your Instagram, if the person is a thread user, you'll see this little thing at the bottom under like where you see my name and you see 356. So that's where you could click and then view threads profile. And in one day, I've gotten 772 followers. And I think the other thing that's cool is, at least for now, I haven't had to sit here and create a very thoughtful, educational post. It's just really been like, how's your day? You know, how do you help other people win? So it's been like simple conversational type things. And as someone, honestly, that isn't a fan of Instagram, was never a fan of Instagram, I entered this app with very low expectations, but it's pleasantly exceeded that. And it seems like right now it's a very positive, and it has like friend or group chat vibes where you could really just like have a nice conversation back and forth with, you know, the people that are on there, new people and people that you may know but just not have connected with in a while. So I think that it has good vibes right now, which is why we wanted to come on here and share about it.
I agree, and I like the openness of the app. Like also when you use the share feature and the fact that they have, if you think about it, they have their competitions app in the third spot, right? You have add to the Instagram story and then post to the Instagram feed. And then you have tweeted to Twitter, which is supposed to, I mean, when you look at what people talk about it, they see those two apps as competing.
I love it. On the YouTube live, I just added Andrea as a moderator.
That's awesome.
I didn't know
make
you
sure
could do
everything
that.
stays clean there.
I love it. So if you have questions about threads or any shares, put them in the chat. Because, you know, people could see the replay, and Andrea said, I like that other people cannot see your activity. Oh, that is a thing that people like, that people were talking about, I guess, on Twitter and even on LinkedIn. Honestly, a lot of people don't engage on content because your activity is public. People could see, you know, what you like, what you comment on, what you share. And that puts a lot of people to be more conservative and like to be reserved, right? About, so there's a lot of dark social factor on a platform like LinkedIn, where they may watch your stuff all the time, but they may just not engage because they don't want their employees to know they're on LinkedIn 24/7 or whatever. So that's a huge thing that people were talking about, where nobody can see what you like or your activity or something like that, but they could see what you thread, right?
So,
or no.
Yeah, I guess you can go to a person's, you can go to a person's profile and then go to replies and threads. Yeah, I mean, you do see.
So you only see if they reply, not if they like it.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And you can't see who has looked at you, Andrea says, like for now. You know, you can't see. So yeah, it's interesting. The other, you know, I guess the other announcement that Zuckerberg shared this morning was their goal is to just reach 1 billion users, and then at the billion mark, they'll start thinking about monetization. And it is kind of refreshing to be on an app. It doesn't happen that often where every other post is not an ad.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I don't use Instagram, because it's just the user experience. I mean, probably 50% of what I scroll is just an ad.
Yeah, that's very true. And of course, that is let's enjoy it while it lasts. I mean, we all know that it needs to be paid for in some way, but it's definitely really enjoyable not to have the ads. And I see a lot of people making that comment as well.
Yeah, and people were like, it's just refreshing. People were commenting things like, can we just not do any selling for a couple of days and just can we have fun for a little?
Yes, I saw that too.
But
yeah.
that started to already change today. Another thing that I noticed very different than something like Clubhouse was that there's already like a lot of big brands that are moving. Like I see Netflix threading all the time, Fashion Nova. I saw UNICEF today.
Yeah, I saw
What other brands?
Netflix. Oh, you mentioned it. I saw Wendy.
Wendy's, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of big brands that are already, making jokes and like just posting constantly over there. So I think that that's pretty interesting too, that they move so quickly. And there's like a lot of big celebrities. Like I saw that Tony Robbins joined today. He did his first post. And Richard Branson yesterday, I saw on my feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, we just wanted to share about it. I put the link to the app in the chat, and it's just something to think about with that first mover's advantage, that the most advantageous time to grow on any social platform is if you're one of the first movers. The other side of that coin is sometimes you put in all that time and energy and then the app could not be long-term survival, kind of like Clubhouse survived, but it didn't grow the rate that people thought it would grow. So if you put in 1,000 hours into it, hopefully you built an email list, which is an entirely different
Exactly. I was
conversation.
going to say that. I mean, hopefully you captured all your contact information.
Yeah. But this was fun, the first live on YouTube, and we have 4 people. If you were here for the first live on YouTube, then just show that you were here in the chat. We appreciate you, and we'll be doing this more often. So any last things, Shankar?
Just again, if you have ever kind of internally complained about never having had the chance to really grow on a platform, now is the time. You have the chance now. I truly think that a lot of indicators point towards your time being worth investing here. So have fun with it, and don't get too sleep deprived like Shanae and I did last night.
Yeah, I don't know if you could tell, we're like burning on fumes right now, because like I was, Shankar, like 1:30, and then my eyes were like,
Yeah.
I couldn't last an hour longer. Like, so, and he's in Houston time zone, I'm in Florida, but I could, when Clubhouse was out, I swear I went a whole week without sleep. And I was like,
Wow.
not literally, but I pulled all-nighters on Clubhouse, and I guess I don't have that vigor anymore. By 2:00, my eyes.
Well, did you have to be somewhere at 8:00 in the morning?
Yes,
or
yes.
Yeah, you did.
Responsibility.
Okay.
Responsibility. And so just that's the thing, and we're not the only ones. Everyone's making a joke, like
Yeah.
everyone's sleep deprived on the app. So just make sure that you make the right decisions at the right time. Like that's a lot of success, is just knowing when to move. And if you do not have big social media platforms, this could be your chance.
Mhm.
So just also, we want to share the knowledge. All right. So have a great evening, everyone. We'll be on live on YouTube more. and we'll see you maybe on Threads. Ciao.